welcome back to Bucket List Homestead. And it's finally a warm, nice day. We have not had any rain for the last 2 days or so, but it was cold and very gloomy and honestly quite depressing. And I have a few things I need to plant today. I have a few things that I want to harvest. I thought I'd bring you along with me. We're going to be dehydrating something different than the usual that I've been dehydrating the last week or so. So we're going to do that. But first we're going to plant some succession planting, some yellow beans and our snow pea pods that I already had. The beans are coming up quite good. The peas are already coming up. And it's been in 2 weeks at least since I planted the snow peas and a month since I planted the yellow beans. I kind of meant to do this a week or so ago, but again, between weather and just busyness that comes at the end of the school year, I haven't been able to get out to do that. Now, it's been about a month since we planted everything, like I said, and I know it's early, but this has been a difficult gardening season already, and a lot of that is weather. Sorry, the traffic's just horrible here. I'm doing my best to try to film when it's not as busy traffic-wise, but there's no such thing anymore out here. Anyway, yeah, it's been a really rough start to garden season. One of those things is my bell pepper plants. And I think I need to make the decision. Sorry, another big truck. I need to make the decision of whether I'm going to keep continuing to try to grow bell peppers. It's frustrating because it's one vegetable that we eat a lot of. I mean, a lot. I make sure to freeze quite a few because the price of them, more trucks. I'm not kidding, like really? The price of them in the wintertime here is astronomical. I mean, crazy. They can be as much as like $5 a pound. And I mean, one pepper, for goodness sakes, is about a pound generally, maybe two. So it's definitely something I like to harvest, and I cannot grow enough. I could, but I don't typically grow enough for us for a whole year. I usually end up augmentating from sales and farmers markets and things like that. They're not doing so great this year, my bell peppers. And I know it's the cooler temperatures we've been having, especially at night. We have not had a frost, thank goodness, but we have gotten down to as low, I think a couple of nights was around 44 Fahrenheit. And I did come out and cover them and the tomato plants. Tomatoes are doing great. But peppers do not like going below, really, they don't like going below 55 degrees. They can tolerate 50 a little bit if it's not for long and not many days, but it's been 50 and below the last couple of nights, and I just think they're stunted. I just do. One actually has a little pepper on it, which is crazy because it's not a big plant to be growing a pepper already. So I'm not sure how well I'm going to get for a yield this year. I'm already planning on hopefully sourcing some maybe bushels of them or something. But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to keep growing them. Our weather is so unpredictable here. I wish it was predictable. It's so unpredictable here with temps. Like, I just don't know if it's worth the time, the effort, and the money to keep trying to grow bell peppers in our current climate. I just don't think it's going to be. That said, my other thought is maybe starting peppers later next garden season than I normally would start them, and plan on transplanting them later. We're going to see. I'm going to do some more research over the winter and see what we decide. But so, all that being said, we are going to go ahead and plant our snow peas, which are growing along the fencing I put in here with our bell peppers. So I'm going to plant some along this side of the fencing, because we've already got them popping up. They're popping up beautifully here. So at least one thing is doing well. And where we haven't had a lot of rain, unfortunately, I have not been able to collect a lot of rain in my rain barrels. So I probably will have to use some softened water today. I'm not going to have a choice. It's either that or they don't get any watering, which I don't know. That's probably worse. Before we plant these, I want to talk about the rain barrels. So if you all saw my last video, we put gutters up on the garden build and the herb garden build to help collect water. And I have had many comments about how you need a roof. But, I know that. David knew that. I asked David, could we try and see if it would work without some kind of slanted roof or whatnot, just because time and money. And I knew we were supposed to be getting a lot of rain the day of and the day after that we were trying to get the gutters up. So I kind of wanted to hurry up and get it done. So I asked him if we could please wait. He reluctantly agreed. David does not like doing a job that's not 100% correct, or, you know, he went against his judgment and he did this for me. He is going to do something this weekend. I don't even understand what he's doing. All he has said to me is, all will be revealed. So he is going to do something. I do thank you all for your suggestions. I know they come from, you know, wanting to make sure that we're doing right and making sure we can collect as much rainwater as we can. And like I said, we haven't had rain since we did it. We never even got rain the day we were supposed to or the day after. I shouldn't say it. We got a little bit. We did get a little bit. But he's going to go ahead and do that. So thank you for your comments. It's my fault. If it doesn't work, it was my fault because I'm the one who talked him into waiting. So yeah, I just wanted to clear that up. At the same point in time, I'm not a professional contractor. I am not a gutter installer. I was just hoping something would work because I was in panic mode last week about my garden. Absolute panic mode. And I think David was trying to placate me as best he could. So, okay. Now that's all done, let's plant these beans. I'm just going to make a little ditch here. I love planting these because not only do Grace and I enjoy eating them, they're easy to plant because their seeds are a good size. So it's easy to see where you're planting them. I'm just going to cover them up. There. There's another set of peas planted. Just wanted to show you my cucumber plants, how big they've gotten since I showed them to you last. They're monstrous. And if you're wondering, this is diatomaceous earth, food grade, that I sprinkled on because I did start seeing some cucumber bugs. So I did sprinkle some of it on some of the plants because I knew we weren't going to have rain for a couple of days. Well, supposedly we weren't gonna. Don't think you can even trust the forecast anymore. But they're doing amazing. I'm so happy with them. And these tomato plants are doing amazing. They've definitely doubled in size, and a nice sunny day should help. The celery is doing amazing. The onions, like everything is growing well except these darn bell peppers. Okay, so over here, I've just decided might not be a great idea because I do still have some garlic growing here, but that will be coming out in a few weeks. And I have half this raised bed that's going to waste. So I am going to plant these purple climbing beans that my friend Mary Lynn sent me last year that I didn't get planted. So we're going to plant a couple now, more than a couple, and then because I have this fencing here too, that they can just climb right up. I might get David to help me get this in here a little bit better. But for now, it'll be a little bit before they're climbing. So I'm going to plant them in there, and then in a couple of weeks, I will plant the rest of them. So hopefully those work. Okay, so my camera just shut off because I used up all the memory on that SD card, so I had to go find another one. I knew I was getting close to needing to dump that one. So yes, as I was saying, I think, I have this pot that's basically going to waste, and it's got some nice soil in it already. So I'm going to plant some more yellow beans in here. Okay, so there's another batch of them.
My wish is that you don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you hit the bell so that you don't miss any new videos. And if you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button.
Okay, so now we're on to some fun parts. We're going to be harvesting some things in here, which is my herb garden build. And I've changed a few things in here since we last filmed. Mainly my poor basil. Oh, my poor basil was turning yellow, and basil should never be yellow. It was not draining well in the pot I was growing it in. Even though there are drainage holes, clearly there are not enough of them. So I did have my basil planted in this pot right here, and you could probably see, I don't know if you can tell, but it is soaking wet. Like you could wring the water out of it. So I took them all out of there. I put some over here in this pot that had nothing in it, and a few over here with the winter green. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but that's where I had space, so I put a couple there. And I also split them all up. Quite a few of them were 4 plants together that had come up. You can't see, but behind you there's a couple over there, and I also planted quite a few, like in here, if you can see this. I planted quite a few into the stacker pots. There's some here, there's some in this one, there's some in this one, there's some in this one. And I have to say I did that 2 days ago. It already looks 1,000 times better. So I'm glad I came out here and did that. I braved all the mosquitoes and did that. I also want to show you a success because I'm so excited. I've been trying to grow strawberries for a very long time here and not having a lot of success. Friends, look, there's a berry. Can you see? There's a berry here. I'm so excited. It's covered in flowers. I mean, covered in the pink and white flowers, and there's little teeny green strawberries that are coming. I've never had this many flowers ever. So fingers crossed this is actually gonna be a success this year. Now, I am not growing enough to preserve. This is gonna be purely for eating right away. But luckily, our favorite You-Pick Brableberry Farm is open for the season, so hopefully we'll be getting down there this weekend. I know they've been needing some sun, so hopefully this week of sun will help ripen up some more berries, so we'll be heading down there. Okay, the first thing we are going to harvest today, this won't be going in the dehydrator, it'll be just adding to my stash, is all this chamomile. I've been growing chamomile for quite a few years. I think this is the earliest I've ever harvested chamomile, like seriously. And I actually already picked a few from my little chamomile that overseeded in the old herb garden. It actually has been producing quite a few flowers for one little plant. But as you can see, and I've pretty much been picking this daily for the last 2 weeks. And I love it. I'm not complaining. So I'm just going to harvest the flowers here. Oh, it smells so good. Love the smell of chamomile. Some of you ask me, what do you do with all this chamomile? And I do several things. One of them is a tea, and I'm going to show you my recipe for that and very soon coming up. And it's delicious. Oh, I see some double chamomiles blooming too, but they're not very big, so I'll probably leave them for a couple more days. And mosquitoes. Oh, this one. Okay, so that is the double chamomile. As you can see, it looks a little different from the traditional chamomile. But it's starting to bloom too. And that's calendula over there blooming. It's starting to curl up. I just wanted to share with you my peony that's blooming. That is beautiful. This was actually 2 peonies I planted here. It's in the front of our yard here under our big maple. This was like a $2 plant that was dying at Walmart, a couple of them, and I bought them last year. It might even been less than $2. Now, I did plant one here too, and obviously it didn't survive. But I believe that's wild geranium growing there, so I'm just gonna leave it. But yeah, isn't it pretty? And hey, I was taking a chance, but it might have even been $1. It was very cheap because it wasn't doing well and it needed to be planted. So yay, it worked. Now, unfortunately, I am even closer to the road. So if I feel when I go to edit this, you can't hear me, I will do voiceover. So if my voice doesn't match when I'm talking later, that's why. though you won't hear it, but I'll let you know in the voiceover if my lips aren't matching. So another thing that I've never harvested so early, and I've been harvesting for about 2 weeks now, is my roses. I cannot get over how crazy early the roses are this year. This is my gorgeous rose, and I am just going to pick a couple, and this is what's going to be going into the dehydrator in a few minutes, and we'll go do that together also. Not only am I dealing with traffic, a lot of traffic, the base is doing training this week, and I can hear the plane's going to be coming over soon, so I'm going to go as fast as I can. This has the sweetest smell. It's just, I wish we had smell-o-vision so you could all smell these roses and the chamomile. I'm just trying to go for the ones that have been blooming. Some still are going to come out. Look at that. Isn't that stunning? Doo-doo-doo. Hopefully it's focusing. I think we got a few in the back that we can clip. Oh, I see one more we'll take. And we'll let the rest get a little bit bigger, I think. Not very big. Oh, what are we getting on here? Oh, okay, so we have a good amount. Again, I never ever harvested roses this early. Okay, we're gonna head in the house and eventually to the outdoor kitchen, and I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna be doing with all these rose petals. Okay, first, this is just some of the chamomile that I have been harvesting the last couple of weeks. And I'm just gonna, I don't feel the need to put these in the dehydrator. You certainly could. I'm just gonna pop off some of the stems here. And if you hear the dogs, it's because Lily's upset because I didn't take her out with me. Because I knew I'd be too busy to keep a proper eye on her, and I was going to be going near the road, and I didn't want her following me. So she's a little upset. We'll go out to the outdoor kitchen in a minute, and then she'll be happy. So, yes, like I said, I'm just going to take the stems off of some of them. Are a little bit long. And I'm going to put them on another plate, and I just let these air dry. Got another plate of chamomile that will be dehydrating. Set them here for now. And if you saw my short, I did chives yesterday in the dehydrator. They didn't take very long, maybe 8 hours, but I need to get these jarred up. But I wanted to show you, it may not be canning yet, but this is everything that I have dehydrated. There's actually a jar of basil missing. So this is what I've dehydrated so far, just this year. So I'm pretty happy. It's getting there. Okay, I have to find a jar for my chives. So I'm just gonna use one of my old honey jars that have obviously been clean and dried. Okay, clearly I had more chives than I thought because I had to switch out to a bigger jar. So whenever you dehydrate anything, you should condition your jars. So all that means is every day, once or twice a day, I'm gonna come by, give them a shake, okay, for the next 7 days. So, cold water, and I am just going to put these petals in here. This is actually my salad spinner bowl, and we are going to need that, but for now, because I do know there's some earwigs, definitely, on the rose petals, because I saw a bunch when I brought them in. They love roses. They're actually the bane to roses. Another reason why I try to get out and harvest as soon as I can. Okay. So I rinsed them really a couple of good times in some really cold water, and I'm just going to use my salad spinner to make sure they're good and dry before I put them on the dehydrator trays. Okay, no more water's coming out. We're just gonna... One of the prettiest things I dehydrate, definitely. Now, you don't have to use a dehydrator to dehydrate these. You can use the sun, and sometimes I do, but it's still very breezy out, and these are so light that they just blow away right now. So I'm going to use my dehydrator. I've already dehydrated some rose petals, which are right here, already this year. Out to the outdoor kitchen. Officially welcome to the outdoor kitchen for the summer. It's nothing fancy, it's just our deck. And I brought my dehydrators out here. If it is gonna rain, I will bring them in at night, just because if the wind blows the right way, the rain will come under here. We do have this tarp right there above us, which is great. Not only makes it cooler, but keeps the rain off us. But like I said, if it comes in a certain way, things in here do get wet. We are going to try and erect some kind of curtain. Sorry, I dropped a few rose petals. We're going to try and erect a curtain to maybe help with that. But for now, okay. I got those in really fast because the wind is blowing. So again, I'm going to keep these on the lowest setting. I'm going to show you here. My lowest setting is 105 on this. I am using the Excalibur dehydrator just because I find it's easier to get the rose petals off the flat trays versus the round trays. But I still use my Nesco. I love that. And there's a lot of times I'm using both. So I'm just going to try and... Okay, 105. Now, these take at most 6 hours for me. It might be different for where you live, but for the most it takes 6 hours for me. So if you're new here, I love to crochet. I love it. I originally, my grandmother taught me years ago, and then I stopped doing it. It was something I forgot. So I originally started back up crocheting, well, over 10 years ago, after my first battle with cancer, because I had a lot of weakness in my hands and I wanted to do something that would help build up the strength again, and I thought crocheting would be a great way to start. And I've fallen in love with crochet all over again. I absolutely love it. I like to think my skills have come a long way in the last 10 or so years. That's not to say I haven't been having problems with my hands, because I do have neuropathy in my hands from the chemotherapies that I have received over my battles. And some of the yarns I have been using to make some projects have been very stiff and hard to use, and I have been wearing my brace. I don't have it on right now, I should. So I had to take a little break for a bit, but I went back to it this morning. I have been crocheting almost every morning now since I think January-ish. I just love it. It helps me keep fasting, which is something else I've been doing. And I find it sets me up for a great day. So I have a craft show that I've signed up for coming in October. It's a Women in Homesteading conference, and I will be talking more about that conference over the next coming months. I'm very excited that Holly from 50 Acre Homestead is going to be hosting this conference. She's also the host of our incredible Women in Homesteading group that meets every other Fridays, which this Friday is a meeting, and I'm so excited. I can't tell you how much I enjoy going. It's so lovely to be with other women who love this lifestyle. Anyway, I'm really going off on a tangent today. I have signed up for a craft fair. I have not done a craft show in quite a few years due to different reasons. I won't go into all of them, but there certainly have been different reasons. But I've decided it's my year. Remember, my word of the year was fearless, and I'm like, I'm going to try again. So I have been busy making some things specifically for this conference. Do you want to see what I've been making? These are just a small amount of what I've been making. I have been making a lot, a lot. So, the first thing I'm going to show you is my chickens. I love these squishy, they're soft, they're so cute chickens. I'll give you a side view. And I've been making them in different colors, different sizes, all kinds of things. And the bigger chickens, I decided, you know, because some of them have come out smaller, depending on the different kind of yarns you use, that will happen. I thought, they look like mama chickens. So this morning, I adapted this pattern, and I decided she needed a chick. I'm sorry, but this is one of the cutest things I've ever made. So I'm gonna make, I think, 2 or 3, and I'll sell them as a set, the mama and the chicks, and then some of the others won't have chicks, but please let me know down in the comments, what do you think? I love them. So those are gonna be some of the things. And then probably my most favorite thing I have made, I'm keeping this for myself. This will be a, just one second. Lily is trying to sneak off the deck because she knows the hole to the chipmunk is not that far from here. This is going to be a prototype, a sample, and I will take special orders, I think, for it. I might make some and they just won't be the same yarn, so they won't be as large, because these are not inexpensive to make. It took a lot of the blanket yarn to make them, and the blanket yarn's not cheap. But anyway, what do you all think? I adore this stuffy pillow, whatever you want to call it. I just love her. I think she needs some babies, so I might be making her a few babies, but I just adore this. I think it's so soft, the yarn I chose. Very, very soft. Oh my gosh, she's so squishy. I adore this chicken. I adore it. I'm pretty proud of it. It's probably one of my favorite things I've been making the last couple of weeks. I've also been making coasters, canning mats, dish towels, face towels, spa sets. Oh my goodness, what else have I been making? Sourdough bowl covers, sourdough starter covers, sorry. I'm trying to think. There's so many things, so many things. My hope is to have at least 4 totes full by October, to have a good amount. And Grace is also joining me. I'm going to give her a little spot on my table, and she's been making these beautiful bracelets. I don't have mine on, and she's going to be making some specifically for the homesteading conference. I think she's calling herself Bracelets by Grace. I think that's what she's calling herself, and it gives her something to do, and she loves doing it, so I thought to help, you know, boost her self-esteem a little bit, I'd give her a little spot. We're going to be setting it up, so she's pretty excited. So, and she is making them geared specifically toward homesteading, fall, and Halloween, and possibly Christmas. We haven't decided yet, so that is what I've been busy. I may not have been in the garden a lot this last 4 or 5 days, but I have been busy. Busy. Sometimes it's hard to tear myself to go out to the garden because I do want to have so much made by October, but I'm so happy I went out. It's always a great day, a happy day to be in the garden, and to be able to bring you along with me always cheers me up. So thanks for coming along with me today. We got quite a few things done in just a short amount of time, so yay, Lynn. And I can smell the roses dehydrating. They smell amazing. So if you do this in your house, it's going to smell great. So friends, that is it for today. Thank you so much for picking one of my videos to watch. It means more than you can say. Please don't forget to thumbs up. They're very, very, very important, especially for us Canadian YouTubers who have a few strikes against us. That makes it hard for us to promote our channel, so the thumbs up really, really, really help us. They help everyone, but they truly, truly help us Canadians who are trying to make a go with this whole social media platform. Until then, take care, God bless. I hope you all are doing fantastic. I really do. I hope you're all doing well, and stay tuned for a live that's going to be coming with an announcement. I have some giveaways, little hint, that are going to be coming up soon that I want to share with you all. Until then, again, take care, God bless, and we'll see you all soon.